ஆழ்வார் எம்பெருமானார் ஜீயர் திருவடிகளே சரணம், ஜீயர் திருவடிகளே சரணம். ஸ்ரீ பகவத் கீதா 17th chapter, Shraddhatraya Vibhaga Yogam. That is the title for this particular chapter. Bhagavan is explaining the three types of Shraddha, faith, and three types of various other aspects, such as Yagyam, food, Dhanam, charities, Tapasya, penance, and so on. In all of these aspects, whether a particular activity is in the mode of Sattvam, Rajas or Tamas. So these particular differences, they are explained by Bhagavan in this particular chapter. We have seen up to 16th shlokam, 14, 15, 16. In these three shlokams, Bhagavan started talking about tapasya. Tapasya means penance. This penance can be done through the three faculties, that is through three karanams: mind, speech and body. So all three faculties can be engaged in penance. So those three aspects were explained by Bhagavan in the last three shlokams. In 14th shlokam, he explained how by worshipping devatas, brahmanas, teacher and very learned persons, how by purifying oneself in bathing in holy rivers, acting in harmony with the mind and so on, and not harming other beings, how penance can be performed by the body. And then in 15th shlokam, Bhagavan explained that not causing hatred in others by our speech, speaking truthfully, speaking sweet as well as causing goodness, and engaging in Veda Adhyanam, all of these are tapasya by speech. And finally, in 16th shlokam, he explained that having a peaceful mind, free from anger, and thinking about the well-being of others, controlling the speech through mind, restraining the mind from worldly aspects and engaging only in Atma, all of these are tapasya in mind, that is penance in mind. So these were explained by Krishna in the 14th, 15th and 16th shlokams. Now he is going to explain in these three shlokams, 17, 18, 19 shlokams, the Satvika, Rajasa, Tamasa nature in tapas, in penance. So let us see that today. Bhagavad Gita has a beautiful Sanskritam commentary given by Bhagavad Ramanuja in the name of Gita Bhashyam. Vedanta Charya has given Tatparya Chandrika, which is another Sanskrita commentary. Puttur Sri Vivek Krishna Swami Iyengar has given elaborate Tamil commentary based on these existing commentaries. We have translated the word by word meanings of each shlokam into English. With the help of that, we are now going through the meanings for each shlokam in a very simple manner. Let us start from 17th shlokam. 17th shlokam. Shraddhaya paraya taptam tapastat trividam naraihi apala kankshibir yuktaihi satvikam parichakshate. In this, Bhagavan is explaining what is satvika tapas. Apala kankshibhi. Let us see the word by word meanings. Apala kankshibhi means being detached from the results, not being attached to the results and not expecting the results for us. Yuktaihi, with the thought that this is part of worshipping Paramatma. Naraihi, by men. Paraya Shraddhaya, with great faith. Tat Trividam Tapaha Taptam, the threefold penance explained previously, that is by mind, speech and body, which are performed. These three types of tapasya which are performed. Tat, that Satvikam Parichakshate is said by scholars to be Satvika tapas, penance in the mode of goodness. So when any of these penance, whether it is by mind, body or speech, when they are performed with great faith, by those who are detached from the results, when performing any activity, we should not expect the results to belong to us. We should do it as a worship of Bhagavan, as part of the worship of Paramatma. That is the way it should be done. Such tapas is said by scholars to be Sattvika tapas. So that is first shlokam, 17th shlokam, which explains about Sattvika tapas. Next, 18th shlokam. In this shlokam, Bhagavan explains about Rajasa tapas. Satkara mana pujartam tapo dhambena chaiva yat kriyate tadiha proktam rajasam chalamadruvam. So in this shlokam, Bhagavan is explaining what is Rajasa tapas and explaining the result for such Rajasa tapas also, the nature of the result acquired by that Rajasa tapas. Satkara mana pujartam. To gain respect in the mind, that is Satkara. Mana, praise by words, and then pujartam. Puja is praise by physical respect, such as offering obeisances and so on. If one is expecting these and performing the tapas, for example, if a person is a tapasvi and he expects others to have respect in their mind about him, praise him through words and offer physical respect, then that is called Rajasa tapas. Similarly, dhambena chayeva, and for show, if one performs tapas for show, yatu tapaha kriyate, the penance which is practiced, that penance, iha, in this world, Rajasam proktam, is said to be caused by Rajogunam. Such penance is caused by Rajogunam, says elders again. Such penance is chalam, unstable, and adruvam, impermanent. The result acquired by such penance is not stable, and it is also impermanent. It will not remain forever. So such is the nature of Rajasa penance. That is 18th shlokam. Then 19th shlokam. Here Bhagavan explains about Tamasa tapas. Mudagrahena atmano yat pidaya kriyate tapaha. Parasyotsādhanārtham va tat tamasam udahritam. Mudagrahena, due to staunch desire of foolish persons. Pidaya, to torture the self. Parasya utsadhanartham va, to torture others. Yat tapaha kriyate, that tapas which is done, which is practiced in this manner, that penance, tamasam udahritam, is said to be caused by tamogunam. So when people engage in cruel tapas, such as asuras, rakshasas, they would torment themselves in the name of tapas. And after acquiring the result for the tapas, they will go and torture others. They perform the whole tapas for gaining special powers to torture others. So such tapas, that is called tamasa tapas, the penance caused by ignorance. So that is 19th shlokam. With this, the three categories of tapas are explained. Now in the next three slokams, Bhagavan explains about dhanam. Dhanam is charity. So while giving charity also, there is scope for sattvika, rajasa and tamasa charity, tamasa donation. So that is explained here in these three slokams. First, Bhagavan is explaining about sattvika dhanam. Datavyam iti yad dhanam diyate anupakarine deshe kalecha patrecha taddhanam sattvikam smritam. See the word by word meanings. Anupakarine, for the one who should not be expected to return the favor. So here, while doing dhanam, charities, there should not be any expectation that I expect the person who is receiving the charity from me to do me some favor in return. So that expectation should not be there. Dartavyam iti, giving only for the purpose of doing so. The purpose of doing dhanam is to give. That is the only scope. There is no other expectation, there is no other scope. Deshe, at the apt place. Kalecha, at an auspicious time. Patrecha, to an apt recipient. So while giving dhanam, the dhanam should be given at the apt place, apt time and apt recipient. Yad dhanam diyate, the charity which is performed, tad dhanam, that charity, satvikam smrtam, is said to be satvikam. Such dhanam is said to be satvikam. The dhanam which is done without any expectation, it is done only for the purpose of giving as per Shastram, and it is given at the right place, at the right time, at the to the right recipient. Such dhanam is satvikam. So that is 20th shlokam. Now 21st shlokam. Yattu pratyupakarartham phalam uddishya va punaha dhyate cha pariklishtam taddhanam rajasam smritam. This dhanam is explained as rajasa dhanam. Which one is that? Let us see. Word by word meanings. Pratyupakarartham, expecting a favor in return. Phalam uddishya va punaha, or expecting a reward in the afterlife. Either expecting some favor in this life itself or expecting a favor or a reward in the next life. Pariklishtam, with an anguished mind. The dhanam done with an anguished mind, that whether I get some benefit for this, whether I am doing the right thing or not. If there is anguish, disturbance in the mind, yattu diyate, that charity which is given, that charity, rajasam udahritam, is said to be rajasa dhanam, charity in the mode of passion. So while performing charity, giving charity, it should be given without any expectation. If it is given with expectation, then it is called as rajasa dhanam. That is 21st shlokam. Now 22nd shlokam. This shlokam, Bhagavan explains in this shlokam about tamasa dhanam. Adesha kale yad dhanam apatrebhyascha diyate asatkritam abhagyatam tad tamasam udahritam. Adesha kale, wrong place and time. Apatrebhyah cha, wrong recipient. Asatkritam, disrespecting the recipient. Avagyatam, insulting the recipient. Yadhanam diyate, that charity which is performed. So, charity performed at the wrong place, at the wrong time, for the wrong recipient. Someone who is not qualified, someone who is known to spend the donation or charity received in wrong ways. That is going to be considered as tamasa dhanam. And similarly, disrespecting the recipient, insulting him, that you are receiving this from me, you are lowly. That attitude also indicates that it is a tamasa dhanam. It is generally said in Shastram that we should be thankful for those who receive dhanam from us, because without their help we cannot perform dhanam. So that activity of accepting dhanam is a great help for the person who is giving dhanam. So that is the attitude one should have. So that tamasam udahritam is said to be tamasa dhanam. Such dhanam which is performed in this particular attitude, insulting the recipient, giving the dhanam to wrong recipient at the wrong place at the wrong time, that is called tamasa dhanam, says Bhagavan in this shlokam. We have about 6 more shlokams. We will see them in the next session. Alvar Emberimanar Jiyar Tiruvadigalai Sharanam, Jiyar Tiruvadigalai Sharanam.
To learn such valuable information about our Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, please download KOYIL, KOYIL app from Google Play Store or Apple App Store. Our website is koyil.org, KOYIL.org.